I've had this baby for a little while in my collection, and till now I haven't even used it. So I can't wait to show you how I created this very wearable look. When you look at this palette, you see so many colors that it's kind of hard to think a more wearable look. So that's what I wanted to create today, and also give you my final thoughts on this palette, see if I liked it or not, if it was worth the purchase, or if I would recommend. So if you guys are interested on how to create this wearable look and hearing my thoughts about the palette, just keep watching. Alright, so this is the look I created with the palette. I hope you guys like it. I will show you how to complete it in just a second on this other eye, but I do want to give you like my quick thoughts about the palette and how I thought it performed. I do want to say that the palette does have some kickback on the palette. To me, it's not a big deal. I'm not sure if you think the same. Some people do feel like kickback on the palette is a big deal and they don't like it. In my case, I judged the shadows more as how they blend on my eye, and I did feel like everything blended really nicely, especially the top row, which I used for this eye look. The browns blended really nicely. This shimmer shadow was really nicely and pigmented. I did put some concealer underneath, but if I swatch it on my hand, you will see that it still has some pigmentation to it right there. So I was really pleased with that color. I thought it was going to be more darker on the eyes, but actually it wasn't. It was like the perfect color for the lid. To create this look, I felt like I needed to play with the black color on the palette just to deepen up the outer V, because I didn't think the brown was dark enough to create like a really complete look. It's possible that for you, a black on the eyes would not be like more wearable or more everyday, and I understand that, but you know, you can probably get another deeper brown in your palette collection. I know it's not necessarily ideal, but you know, you can always play with your makeup collection and mix and match. I was like 80% pleased with that black color though. I felt like it was black enough, because I don't like in your face blacks and like really pigmented blacks that you can't work with. I think it was a really nice black. It didn't have any follow, which I appreciated so much because I did my makeup before I did my eyes, and it didn't have any black follow, so it didn't ruin my makeup. It did have some kickback on the palette, but again, I really don't like care about that. At the beginning though, while I was blended, I felt like it was a little patchy, or it came out a little patchy, and it was a little harder to blend compared to the other colors, because the other colors blended like a dream. But this black, I had to work a little bit more with it so it would look more seamless and blended. So yeah, so far so good. I am enjoying the palette. While I'm creating this look, I'm also brainstorming of what other looks I can create in the future for you. So let me know if there's a specific shadow on the palette that you would like to see or play with. But I'm going to show you how to create this nice look. I am really excited about it. I do feel like it's a really flattering look. It's more like a soft glam, if you will. So this is what I did. I took my Sigma E40. It's a really nice tempered blending brush. And I took the shade Tanacon, this color right here, and I applied it all over my crease. At the beginning, I thought I wasn't going to like see this color on my lid, but can you see the pigmentation there? And it blended so nicely. I don't see any harsh line. It's really easy to build up and everything. It did have some kickback on the palette, like I said, you know, but it is what it is. So once I blend like so, I'm going to take my Sigma E35. It's another taper blending brush, but a little smaller. This one right over here. And I'm going to take the shade Diet Root Beer. It's more like an orangey brown. And I'm going to focus it on my outer V. And I'm applying this in like circular motions mostly. Can you tell? I mean, I feel like the pigmentation is there and they just blend so nicely. So now that the color is blended, I'm going to take a little bit of concealer and create a cut crease. This step is not like completely necessary. I just want the cut crease to be a little bit more sharp. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to create a cut crease, and I'm using my Sigma E46 because it has this really nice tip. I don't know if you can tell there. I know it's a little dirty, but I always like this brush to create the cut crease. I'm gonna blend it with my fingers on the edges just so it's easier to blend out. And now I'm going to take this this ColourPop shader brush. I'm going to be using the shade Just a Theory, this one right over here, and I really like this shimmer shadow. I have a theory though that it may be my favorite shimmer shadow of the palette. Now I'm going to take the previous shade, this one, Diet Root Beer, and I'm going to take it on my Sigma E35 again, just to blend out the edges a little more, and then after that I'm going to move on with the matte black. Alright, so now I'm going to move on with the black. I'm going to take my Sigma E25, and I have given so much love to my Sigma brushes, they are so beat up. I'm going to take just a tad, like the tiniest possible. I'm just going to like touch my brush into the palette very lightly into my rides here, this black right over here, and I'm going to start building it up. I'm not going to pick a lot of black because then it's going to be harder to blend. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's going to be like this much, and I'm going to apply it here. You're going to see that it's going to be a little patchy at the beginning, but the more you build, the better it's going to be. So again, touching it a little bit and building it up. And I'm going to concentrate this color into my outer V. I'm not going to blend it over my crease because I do want that brown to stand out. So maybe just 2 taps this time, but that's about it. And keep blending. Every time I touch the black, I only do 1 tap, except that last time, which I did 2 taps. Now another thing I'm going to do that I did on this eye is that I took my Sigma E35 and I applied the Diet Root Beer, this color right here, and I blended the edges just to make sure that the brown stands out. Yeah, now if you want to play with the shimmer shadow, you can take that Just a Theory color, this one right here, and just apply a tad on the outer part of that cut crease, and then just blend the edges. You can go back and forth with the color until you see like it's very seamless and it doesn't have any harsh lines. Now I'm going to play with my lower lash line, and for that I'm going to take this really nice accent brush from Real Techniques over here, and I'm going to apply the shade Diet Root Beer. Oh, and you want to know what? I barely use this thing. And I'm going to take this shade, my rides here, the black matte, and just apply it on my like outer part of the lower lash line. I'm using a flat definer. This is the Sigma E15. And then I'm going to take that brown shade again, the Diet Root Beer, on my accent brush and just buff it out. Now, to highlight this look was a little complicated because the look that I see here, that it's more like highlighting appropriate, it's this one, it's color Ranch, and it's a freaking white color, so it didn't work out. I tried to put it on the inner corner and didn't look as flattering as I wanted it to be. I still did apply it on this eye, then I mixed it up with the other color, this one, the Just a Theory color. So that's actually what I'm going to do on this eye, apply a little bit of that Ranch color. You see how white that color is? So I'm just going to apply Just a Theory to tone it down a little bit. Now because I use that pencil brush, I did have some fallout right in the inner corners of my eyes, but that can be like easily cleaned with some translucent powder. I'm going to just apply mascara. I'm going to keep the eyes soft and such. If you want to like glam it up more, you can just use, you know, a liner or lashes, false lashes. I was going to keep it simple. I'm going to use the Tarte Big Ego mascara. I've been enjoying this a lot. Though the other day, since I have this like big pimple over here, I tried applying the mascara and this was so swollen that the mascara like touched that part. I was like livid. I was so upset. I mean, I kept my cool and all, but oh my gosh, it was so hard to clean up. For the lips, I'm just gonna clean them. I had this like lipstick queen shade from the Frog Prince shade. I'm just gonna clean that up. It just gives me like this really natural pinky shade. I just use it as like a moisturizer. And then I'm going to apply this Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Sellout. It's a neutral shade. And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really pleased with the palette so far. I had a lot of fun creating this look. I can't wait to create more colorful looks with the palette. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys are interested in a particular shade on this palette. Now, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification button. That way you get notified every time I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!